You're watching the North Carolina Players Show on Fan Media Network. Okay, next up is Florida State. Florida State today plays NC State at home, and then the Tar Heels roll in there to Tallahassee on Saturday at noon. You were part of one of the greatest comebacks in Carolina basketball history against Sam Cassell and the Seminoles, when Sam Cassell talked about the wine and cheese crowd in the Smith Center, and you guys were down about 21 points at halftime. Take us back to that game.
When you mentioned Florida State playing in Tallahassee, it brought back bad memories. I'm probably gonna have a nightmare tonight because Florida State owned us at their place. Well, they owned us, period, when they came into the conference. And Sam Cassell, if you don't know Sam Cassell, you would think he was arrogant and cocky. Well, he is arrogant and cocky, but you would think it on the bad side. Sam is a great guy. I love playing against him in the league. He's a Baltimore kid, DC area. Great guy. And going into that game in Chapel Hill, I mean, he had every right to say what he said. Our fans kind of get comfortable. They know we're gonna win games. And he challenged our fans that they weren't loud enough. They sit back and enjoy, sitting in the cushy seats and things like that. But it was a little motivation for us. And like I know you played for Coach Smith, he always tried to deflect the pressure off of us. Mm-hmm. But that team, Florida State, Sam Cassell, Charlie Ward, that crew, they pretty, for some reason we could, and I don't know if it was just the pressure because they beat us once and we was trying too hard to beat them. But they came into Chapel Hill, the first few minutes of the game, neither team could score. And somehow, some way, they were able to make some plays, effort plays. We were playing tight. Coach Smith was constantly telling us, deflecting it. There's 1 billion people in China that's not even watching us play.
He said that to your team too?
Yeah, he said that to you guys? Oh, man, I thought I was special.
He used that in 1982 before the Georgetown game, national championship game in New Orleans. He said there's a 1 billion people in China that don't care who's going to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's great because I thought he brought that up out of the air or something. But anyway, it was it kind because it had everybody looking at each other, trying to figure out what he just said, and I totally forgot we were up. We were down 20. And so we go back out, and he said, look, let's just try and cut this lead to 10. And then I'm going to call another timeout. So we go back in the game. We battle back and forth. We get the lead to 9, I think. He calls a timeout. And he doesn't say anything but look down at their bench. And you saw the coaches cussing. I think Sam was cussing at the assistants. He was cussing at the players, and he might have cussed at the fans too. But everybody was kind of like chuckling, and it was kind of like the pressure had just disappeared. We go back out, we make a couple plays, get the lead back. The fans go crazy.
Well, you're being humble here because you're the one that stole the ball and got the lead, the first lead for Carolina. Is that correct?
Yes. And that game, I made my only 3 that I made in 4 years at Carolina.
Oh my gosh. Now, was that on purpose? Was that on purpose, or was that a desperation shot?
Well, it wasn't on, it was, I had never crossed my mind to think to take a 3-point shot, but I was coming down, you know how we kick it through secondary. They left me open, and I was like, look, yeah, they left me open, so I was like, I'm gonna take
a trailer 3 in secondary?
Yeah. Hey, the whole time it looked like it took 5 minutes to go in. I was praying, please go in, please go in.
Because you were probably afraid that Coach.
Oh, he was pulling me out. Oh, I was coming out. I know I was coming out if I didn't make that shot. But it was great. Did you ever
take another 3 in your career?
Never at Carolina.
So you've got to have the 3-point field goal percentage record. 1,000%.
I don't think I think you got to shoot more than one though.
I know. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah. So and then come back. I think after I made that shot, Henrik hit a 3. Donald got hot, and then they trying to figure out what they're gonna do to stop this run. And of course, I made the steal, made the play, and I can't take total full granted credit for that steal because not Donald, but Derek Phelps was one of the best on-ball defenders in the league, and I think.
So walk us through that play. What was time left in the game? How many points were you down? 1 point, I'm assuming.
Yes, we were down 1. There was about maybe a minute, 20 seconds. I can't remember exactly, but Coach Smith allowed me to just go run and jump.
Yes, he did.
And if we went through the grading films, I probably graded poorly, but I would just, because I made the steal, he was like, oh, that's a good play. So, but Derek and it might've been Brian Reese, I'm not for sure who was applying pressure, but they were always afraid of our run and jump. And Charlie Ward, he won the Heisman that year. I can say I was one of few players, basketball players and football players, to intercept Charlie Ward. But so he just threw it blindly. Like, I know my teammate is going to be there. And his teammate didn't read it. I read it correctly, went down. And if people don't know, Coach Smith, you know how when we go to layup line, there's always pressure on making a dunk. And I'm thinking, what kind of dunk can I do to get these fans excited? And I just went up with the basic 2-hand, I guess they called it Tommy Hawk dunks back then. But it was the greatest feeling being up there and hearing the fans letting go of the rim and coming down and the fans just going crazy. It was a great feeling. The team, we knew then that we broke the straw on the camel's back to get us over the hump against Florida State. Yeah,
that was one of the most epic plays in Carolina basketball history. Was your steal and dunk against Florida State. Dudley Bradley's steal against Clyde Austin in Raleigh at Reynolds Coliseum. Obviously, Michael Jordan's 3-point shot. Jump shot against Georgetown. Charlie Scott hit a big jumper, I think, to beat Davidson and Cole Fieldhouse. There's a lot of Walter Davis's bank shot to
beat Duke.
Put the game against Duke into overtime after being down, I think 8 points with 17 seconds. There's some epic plays, and Coach always used that. We got plenty of time to get back in this game. I'm like, but we don't have a Walter Davis. We had a Davis, but it wasn't Walter Davis. It was his nephew. Not bad. Yeah. Not bad. Hey, as always, spending time with you is a treat, and I just hope the fans that tune in enjoy it half as much as you and I enjoy it. We want to thank you, George, for joining me on the North Carolina Players Show on Fan Media Network.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.